I'm gonna make a quick video today on Solana due to the fact that after the ETH ETF approval, which passed, now people are talking about the Solana ETF, and I think that's a good tradable asset because Solana has a lot of liquidity in there right now. So, kind of want to show you how I would approach it. First of all, you can see that Solana's already put in a lower high, okay? And you see, by the way, we're on a monthly time frame. Sorry about that. On a monthly time frame, we are above our support. So support for Solana is looking pretty solid right here, 120, okay? I've already drew fibs for this on lower time frames, so I'll show this to you as we get into the nitty gritty. One thing I want to show you is that on a monthly, okay, after this huge bearish engulfing, the monthly that we're on right now, how many more days is left? Like a week. Yeah, there's like a week left on this monthly. 5 days. There you go. 5 days, 11 hours, and we are about 50% of that last candle. The best ideal scenario would be above 50% of this previous candle for that monthly close, so we can look for continuation next month and so on. Okay. Another bad thing is that the volume is declining, so there's bearish divergence on monthly volume as you're getting to the top. Okay, that's done and over. Now we're at weekly. Oh, by the way, we are on weekly on MEX. Okay, MEXC. It's the best exchange that I have found to trade for fees, and it's all that good stuff. So feel free to join MEXC with us. Our affiliate link is in the description of this video below, and it does help us grow, so thank you so much. And aside from the MEXC link, you will find the Discord server link where we have our basically more day-to-day serious trading, and there's a member section there which is $20 a month, which helps us grow as well. So thank you so much for your support. New member 46 and we have is it Jasmine, and then we have Ashish, Jamie. There you go, Jamie. Sorry, Jamie. But I'm gonna assume that's timing, like European or Hispanic. But back to this, like Spaniard. But back to this on weekly, you can see that we are actually hitting that resistance. And here was the, I want to say the bearish order block. And you can see the point of control is basically trying to keep us below around 180. So now if I turn on my indicators, you can see where on a Fibonacci retracement we could look for. But even without the indicators, you can see the next level of support is right over here, right? This little previous consolidation you broke out of right here. So this, I would say, is pretty good solid support as well as EMA. And then on a retracement perspective, I have the fibs on a weekly time frame showing you, hey, if we get back into 130 to 150, that's a good buying opportunity. And you could see the volume being supported by these higher lows. Okay, and you could see the point of control actually shifting to like right here, right in the middle of this. So coming back into this area here is like a buying opportunity. I'm not saying I'm gonna be buying it. I'm not saying I have Solana. First, full disclosure, I don't have Solana, and I have no intention of doing this ETF mentality trade. But if Solana does come into the lower order block, which I can clearly show you, yes, like around here, and I think you hold shift to make that even into here, okay? If you come into my zone, now we're talking, okay? So in this zone, when we come down into here, above here is a good bullish retrace for continuation with the ETF hype, with people trying to buy it up, like volume beforehand. It can go up, great. But as a trader, I'm not going to trade ETF hype and news. You know, like the ETF for ETH was basically leaked the day before. So we had that huge short squeeze the day before the news actually became official. So stuff like that is like you could have saw the short squeeze building. Okay, on 3,200 from ETH, we went all the way to like 32 to 36 or some shit like that. 38 actually. Just quickly, just look right here, right? Isn't that a bull flag? consolidation, and then you broke out right from around 28, 27, which was I was expecting the low from here to a little bit lower, but it got a bullish retrace, and now we're basically finding our resistance right here at 3,800. Ironically, the three lines, every three colored lines is a level basically, in my opinion. So once we do get open and closes above 3,800, I am looking for us to get all-time high on ETH into 41, 45, 47. Around there, I'm looking for where I'm going to see my bearish divergence resistance. But on a weekly time frame, on that kind of volume, you can't be too bearish. But you can see on previous volume nodes like that, on volume spikes, the next 2 weeks were sell-offs, right? So if as this week opens on the last week of May, and then the first week of June, if those next 2 weeks we see a sell-off, it's nothing to panic, but just look for where the support will be and then use it as a buying opportunity. And the only reason I would look for something like that to even happen with the downside effect would be if Dixie actually does have the upwards momentum push that we are expecting above 104 and right back to 106 and beyond. But this only can occur if government starts printing again, right? So if there's quantitative easing, that's when we should be expecting this pump. Until then, if they're going to be keeping their budget tight and not frivolously print money and just spend it to nothingness, we can see some consolidation in this area until they actually decide to cut, which a lot of people are talking about like June and then September, October. So, at the end of the year, if we do get a cut, understand that in my opinion, we're not just going to get one cut. It's going to be a series of cuts, like maybe 2, 3, because there's no reason to just have one cut and it's not going to solve anything. So it'll be a series of cuts. And if that occurs, you can expect this continuation upwards. And then as that occurs, you can understand the inverse effect. So as Dixie is going to go up, we're looking for these things to actually have trouble going to the upside because the dollar is being devalued and these things are denominated in dollar. But as Dixie goes down, these hard assets become more valuable. So that inverse relationship, you can Google it, figure out what I mean by that, but everyone who's been watching these videos in succession for as long as I've been putting them out, you understand that I'm looking for Dixie to actually come all the way up to here, 160 and whatnot. That is going to hurt economic, stuff. But if we start getting open and closes underneath 104, we start going to 102, 103, keep in mind that that's still where I expect support. But as we grind out these lower levels, you are going to get your all-time highs. You will see all-time highs in all the markets in a blow off top fashion. And then when we do get that push back up on Dixie, you're going to probably put in 40, 50% retraces, 80%, 90% on alts. So just understand what is going on, why this is consolidating like this, why we are putting in a local top, all that cool stuff, okay? Back to Solana. Let's turn off all my indicators again. Back to Solana. This is the one. So on the lower time frame, now on daily. So basically what we just said was maybe in a week or two we're going to pull back, right? Because we had a big buy up due to whatever economic events. This is a little too messed up. Let me get to the MEXC one. MEXC, there you go. All this, if you can understand it, cool. The point of the matter is I was pulling a retrace as to how deep we can get, right? So this one that I have here is like pretty chill and conservative. If anything happens outside of the averages and the norms, it's like something that, we couldn't have predicted, a black swan event, major sell, maybe some litigation situation. I can't tell you what the situation can be, but just like these kind of consolidations after breakouts, all I'm looking at this as is a pullback onto support and then upside, right? So on a higher time frame, we had those targets lower, but at least on a daily, we can look for around 150, 144, around there. There's no reason why I'm going to be chasing ETF madness for long around 160. I'll wait for the support to get tested, and as you can see over here, this was our resistance, but this inverse head and shoulder, okay, if this was a one-to-one move, we've pretty much made the measure move. So how much greedier can I expect, right? Like literally to the T. So now what I want to see is this consolidation put in a rounding bottom here, and then we can make a larger head and shoulder, right? If this is the left shoulder, and then if this is your new neckline, and now you have this larger measured move, and now you have actual possibility of ETF approval and whatnot, then you have that kind of a breakout. And now we're looking at like Solana around 280-ish. So this is what the possibilities are. I just wanted to make this video to just make you guys understand my logic as to how I'm approaching this. And then I'm not letting the ETF hype make me FOMO, but I'm going to use it to find the best buying opportunity to scalp along. Once again, I have no position in Solana. Actually, that's a lie. I think I have like $5 in Solana on my wallet for fees, for exchange fees, like literally $5. And I've had that $5 from like Solana at like $80. So that was really like $2. It turned into $5. So yeah, aside from that, I'm gonna turn off all these little doodles. There you go. And now you can understand why I'm waiting on a weekly for us to come test back into like 150-ishes. And we can see that on a few days, next few days, if it's gonna come into those 150s. If it comes in the 150s, the buying opportunity and DCA long scalp into those higher numbers that I gave you, it's just gonna take a little bit of time to grind it out, right? So if we make a little swoop like this, doodle aside, that's 22 days. Okay? So if the doodle is saying, hey, give it around 22 days, and it's not happening in a week or two, don't just get pushed out of your trade. The risk that we have on this trade is under 140. So once you start having open and close under 140, you have to question, hey, is this long scalp inverse head and shoulder going to play out? Or is everything selling off to lower levels, such as ETH and Bitcoin? Like Solana is not a canary in a coal mine, like all by itself. It's part of this index of the alts. So if ETH is going to sell off, then of course this is going to sell off. If we're finding resistance at 3,800, of course, then if we can't get above, this is not going to just go to the moon. If you can't get above 71K on Bitcoin, which is where our short was went from, of course you're not looking for higher. And Bitcoin was at 71, then this thing was at 32. This thing went to 69, and now this thing's at 38 because of approval. So some of these people are probably gonna eventually look to take some profit. If you turn off all my stuff here, I don't want everyone looking at my TA. Okay, if you look over here, in the last week, you went up 22%. Okay, the last month, it's just been flat. But the last week, okay, this last month, it was just consolidation, consolidation, consolidation. Only if you bought and held and had the big boy pants on with, you know, your hands like under your butt without being able to panic sell or anything, and you accumulated with um, confidence in your trade. Now at 3,800, I mean, as a trader, you know there's resistance here. If you got it here to here and you're not taking profit on a 28% swing, are you a fucking trader? Are you a trader? Sorry, I'm not going to even bleep that out, but you know, just understand when I use those words, I'm trying to stress the importance of common sense and logic. Yes, this can sweep and just make a brand new all-time high and go to higher levels. But as a trader, if you took this long scalp, you got to take some profit. Or worst case scenario, if you don't take profit, stop loss here at 3,500. Okay, so a little bit under 3,500. Do like 3,450. So if this thing decides to just dump right back and give people another buying opportunity to fill out this inverse head and shoulder, right? This is the left shoulder. Here's your head. Here's your right shoulder, right? This is very, very bullish Quasimodo stuff happening. And yes, this could, like majority of the time, I have seen this sweep completely up. So I'm not saying close out your position. I'm saying the risk of this happening to the downside is there. Take some profit, leave 20 to 50% running with stop loss higher, meaning even if there's some magic, whatever nonsense occurring, you won't be stopped out in profit, and your money from taking profit before you had your stop loss takeout means you had a winning trade two ways, and you got all your bullets back in your gun to the AK-47 to make your neighborhood love you all over again. You can literally retake that same trade when it comes back down. It'll give you a buying opportunity around here, around 3,200. 3,200 is daily support. Okay, this in the air, as a trader, I can't take it. More than likely, there's people looking to scalp some shorts here with stop losses above, and they'll make this thing pull the price up just to dump back down. And you can, another thing is, as volume is here on your daily on ETH, you see the volume is declining, as in the buyers are slowing down. You need to have volume like this to continue upside, right? But this, what this was a trap for bulls. So all the people who bought on this candle now are officially trapped. And if market doesn't let them out for them to take profit, they're going to be trapped when they're pushing down. They're going to get liquidated if they're on leverage. Probably back all the way to here, like 33.50. 32 is like you getting a great, perfect trade. But around 33.50, you should probably be looking to scalp that long, looking left, right? This is the previous order block, this little section. So if you had a channel running here, your midline of the channel is right here, right? So around 3,500 for sure, but I was giving you even a lower around 33.30. So between 3,300 and 3,500 is like the best long scalp opportunity. If it comes there, you can buy knowing that you have all this support underneath you with the stop loss underneath this going like, hey, if all these people bought in this bull flag breakout and price is now coming underneath where they bought it and they're not defending it, why the hell am I going to hold it long past 2,800, 2,900? I'd rather get stopped out and re-long again around 25, 2,300, whatever. Anything lower underneath this, like why I'm a poor dude. I can't hold the market up above these guys. All these guys who spent all this money, there's no way I'm going to be able to outdo them. You're going underneath EMA support, so that means even retail is now just panicking, selling bottom. So you have to be careful on these scenarios. Over here, it's FOMO. I'm not going to chase long. Anyone who's trying to short, they're probably one by one understanding that they're getting pushed out because you need 3 drives of bearish divergence. Here's your first drive. This is going to be a second liquidity swing failure liquidity grab, and then you'll see one more on volume, and then you'll see the reversal, probably into New York Open. So right now, this floating on low volume, like we're going up, that's fantastic, but who the fuck is making the go up? There's no volume. So ETF approved and everything, but maybe Sunday night, Monday morning, these institutions that are going to stock into ETH for the ETF are going to wait for that buying opportunity to put in their clients' money and ride it back up. They're not going to just do it here. Anything that goes around here is probably going to be a stop loss hunt of shorts and then a sweep back down, because this inefficient wick over here was good that it shows like, yo, this is support for upside. But how many times have we seen wicks get tested like 2-3 times before we like, okay, double bottom, let's go up higher? So that is my logic. We rambled a lot. We went over Bitcoin, Dixie, and we went over Solana. The whole point about this was the Solana ETF long scalp trade, but it's only supported if we have other market confluence factors such as Dixie giving us that pullback, meaning our assets will go up, and then ETH not losing 3,800 and kind of trying to get to 4,120 and stuff. And as ETH goes up, you'll see our alts maybe go sideways or trickle down, but eventually when you'll see the sideways consolidation on ETH once it gets to that new level, that's when you'll see the money come flow back into alts, because it's like a market rotation situation that's going on. Money flows into the gold and silver of the market, which is Bitcoin and ETH, and then as people are realizing their profits, they're rotating their profits either back into cash or they're putting it into altcoin positions, and that's when you see that market cap of alts increase, and vice versa when markets are going down. That's why you see altcoins go down 30% in a day, and ETH and whatnot, Bitcoin going down like 5 or 10, is because the people are selling off their alt, going into Bitcoin and ETH, and then probably cashing out once they're seeing it's like actually a sell-off event and not just like minor correction kind of situation. So that snowball rotation, just keep that in mind for what's happening right now. Because if Solana is doing a bull flag and ETH already did that breakout like I showed you, so like something like this, come to consolidation and then break out, then you put in that lower high and then get a pull back to test support, right? Right now, we're looking for that breakout. So some of the money from ETH, people who got that, 20% pump in the last week, is going to rotate back into some alts, and as they rotate into some alts, you'll see that test of alts get, are they going to break their previous resistance or not? And if the money is staying in the markets, not that the risk of, oh, is ETF going to get approved or not, or is SEC going to do this, or is Gary going to do that, all of that shit is done and squashed now, right? Now it's all open sailing. Now they're talking about, forget if ETH is a security, they're talking about freaking XRP and Solana's ETF next, right? So the next video I'll do is going to be XRPTA, and I hope you guys stick around for that. Sorry for the long video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're interested in these videos for the future, please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment so I know you're even watching and it's not just bots like going through it. If you're interested in trading with us live, please feel free to join us on the Discord server. The link to the server is in the description of this video below, alongside all the other affiliate services that we use and recommend that helps us channel grow, like our MEXC link. I promise you guys the lowest fees in the crypto market with MEXC. And aside from that, please leave a like, subscribe, press a button for notifications, leave a comment, share this video with others, and I hope you guys have a great weekend, and be careful trading the Solana. Yeah, right now is the higher low area. We want this and higher. If it goes lower, it's a buying opportunity, and it's on support of previous people who longed. So yeah, you know, coming to 150 is scary for the people who bought at 187, but for you who's a logical trader who is trying to make money trading for a living, you know, on a higher time frame, you could see daily coming to that 150. But anyone who's trading a lower time frame is like, oh, this is the buy, this is the buy. And then when it goes down to these levels, they get liquidated. Okay? So that's the difference in time frame analysis as well. And as you can see here on the 4 hour, right? We got 1 hour and 39 minutes left. It's opening and closing and wicking on the support. The second you have a 4 hour open and close underneath 160, be ready for that $10 drop to 150, because probably people are just going to click market sell and click market short, stupid shit like that on leverage. So if that occurs, if there's no open and close underneath 162, you don't even need to really panic, and you could leave an alert, man. You don't need to like ruin your whole life. I'm about to go to Home Depot, get some cement, and fill up this crazy hole in my backyard. So here, I set an alert. If the alert hits, you can wait for an hourly open and close, and if you get that entry at the 150, you can scalp that to 160 and close. Because all the people who got here are longing, and when the market dumps back down, when it comes back to the breakdown area, they instantly want to like close out, break even. So if you're scalping longs lower, make sure you take profit immediately when it comes back to these resistances. Hence why I said these double tops, you know, just take your profit. Yeah, it could go higher, but 50% take profit, move your stop loss into like good or better profit, and then let the rest of that trade run. And if the stop loss hits, who gives a shit? You already took your profit on top. Stop loss hitting in better profit, you get to reload your gun to freaking AK-47 all over again. Make your neighborhood love you, bro. So you can rinse and repeat the same trade as long as the support is holding. That's your advantage of knowing that that is support. Everyone else is just getting shaken out one day after another. But if you understand that the same people are doing the same trade over and over, I mean, now you can understand why we range, right? So, you know, $10, you don't need to go more than that. And if you are more confident in this, if you get this long over here at 150 and you take that, you know, 50% profit over here at 162, you can leave 10-20% running, because maybe they're going to try to hunt out these stops and do that other second lower high and come all the way to 180. So you can ride that 150 all the way to 180, get $30 on the last 50 to 20% of your position, and still make good money without risking that whole thing and hoping and praying for the crypto gods to make you money like on a scalp, you know? If the thing ain't going in your favor, just stop out and wait for the next 4 hour open and close so you have more confidence in your trade, and try to be on the trend of the trade. So trying to take a long while this thing is dumping to the downside, all the pressure is on you, right? So if you want to be even cooler, wait for the swing failure pattern, let it come under 162, and then the second gets above 162 again, you can try to long with the stop loss underneath, going like, hey, they already took all the liquidity. Why would they go and try to hunt it again, try to look for the reversal? Because they're trapping the shorts now, because we've been selling. So people now are selling the bottom, and they're going to get caught on the reversal trying to short the bottom and sell the bottom. And then they panic buy and FOMO buy and chase it, and then we reverse again. And that's how they get destroyed in the chop. That's what May was all about. All the people who didn't understand how consolidation works in May lost probably a shitload of money. And now June is going to be another interesting. Are we going to do a double top resistance at 3,800 on ETH? Because ETH's all-time high was 4,120-ish, 4,150, whatever. And if it does and we start pulling back to 3,200, no one's going to be shocked if they watch this video because they're already waiting for that 35 to 3,200 entry with the institution to fill up the bags because, hey, ETF approved, right? So, all right, guys, have a great day. Talk to you soon. I hope you enjoyed the rambling.